Finally, we have gotten our guy. Declan Rice to Arsenal is a done deal. A lot of people asking, okay, when is the medical getting done? I mean, people are still afraid that they're scared that the medical is going to be failed, but don't worry about that one. We already have an answer to that. It's going to quickly be done. So let's get to the latest news. This is from Fabrizio Romano, who says Arsenal are planning for medical test this week for Declan Rice after reaching final agreement with West Ham tonight. Ghana is now expected to give the green light for Xhaka to buy Leverkusen and then close also Julian Timber deal or close Julian Timber deal. That is according to Fabrizio Romano, who says the medical will be done this week. Okay, Glenn, but what about the day? Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be Saturday? Is it going to be? We have an answer to that as well. Do not worry. Ex West Ham employee step up. He says Arsenal will Declan Rice will undergo his Arsenal medical this Friday. It's finally over. Like this saga, this drama, Arsenal versus West Ham for Declan Rice, it's finally over. He is going to be an Arsenal player. The medical have been scheduled. I'm recording this at 3 a.m. That is how excited I am. We've waited a long time for Declan Rice to Arsenal to finally be completed, and it's finally happening. I did expect it to be done this week. I expected us to agree a deal last week, but obviously after Man City pulled out and there was a bit of difficulty in terms of structure with West Ham, I expected it to carry a couple of days, maybe even a week or two. But since the preseason is about to start, July 13th is when our preseason is starting, and Arteta usually wants his players as early as possible, just like he did last season with Jesus and Fabio Vieira. This season is doing the same. Havertz through the door already, and Declan Rice through the door. So we have 8 days between now and when preseason is going to start. And I think the players actually traveled to Germany like next Monday or something. So if Declan Rice is going to be part of that, we have to get everything done, medical and all the photo shoots and all the interviews done by Friday, and probably an announcement as early as the weekend. So that is why the medical has to be done. So Friday, just a couple of days again after getting the deal agreed. I'm assuming it could have been tomorrow, but I'm guessing he still has his holidays and they have to arrange everything. So what a signing, man! What a signing! So ex West Ham employee has been very accurate in terms of West Ham news. This transfer window he's been talking to a lot of Arsenal fans this transfer window, more than West Ham fans. That's how Arsenal fans are. Everyone really was desperate on getting Declan Rice. We know how big of a signing he is. So the moment you hear medical, it's crazy. Like like in real life, when you hear you have to go to do a medical or something, it's not a good thing. But in terms of football, when you hear you need to do a medical when a player is going to do a medical, it's the most exciting news ever. Like football has made us love the word medical and going to the hospital to take tests and everything. Like Declan Rice has put us to that position. So just in case you don't know what had broken early on, we got a here we go from Fabrizio Romano saying Declan Rice to Arsenal. Here we go. Deal in place between Arsenal and West Ham, and Ghana signed their top target. 100 million plus 5 million add-ons is the most expensive signing ever for Arsenal and most expensive English player ever. Arteta and they do crucial to make it happen. You know, that second paragraph, I never would have thought three things. 100 plus 5 million to get a player. I never thought you'd ever see that from Arsenal. Usually it's us, like, what is our most expensive signing? Nicolas Pepe, 72 million. We never even got anywhere near that. Yes, we are linked to players like Modric, but since that Pepe deal went so wrong, I always imagine maybe there's a bit of fear in the Arsenal side that, you know what, maybe you shouldn't get these expensive players. I mean, the cheaper players that we sign usually work out, the likes of Trossard. We splashed 50 million for Ben White. He's been good for us, but most of the others is cheap. Like Gabriel was 20-something million. Odegaard was 30-something million. So Ramsdale, 20-something million, and all of them are like best players in the Premier League right now. So maybe I felt like maybe they'd never try to sign another expensive player. But this time around, after we've been competing for a league title, after we are back in the Champions League, we know the quality that we have, and knowing that we could lose Jacques and could lose Partey as well, we had to get a player who's Premier League experienced, and get a player like this from a London rival who did not want to sell the player to us. Their fans wanted him to go to Man City for Arteta to convince the player to join us. Absolutely amazing. And David Ornstein is the first one to break the news. He said exclusive. Arsenal have reached total agreement with West Ham to sign Declan Rice. West Ham have now accepted Arsenal's payment structure on record. 100 plus 5 million feet, and 4-year-old England midfielder given permission to do medical and finalize personal terms. So I don't think personal terms is an issue. I think they had already completed that. I think he's going to be paid a lot of money at Arsenal. That is where now it becomes a benefit to like clear the wage structure before, like with Aubameyang leaving, with Lacazette leaving, with the likes of Mkhitaryan leaving a couple of years ago. All that is helping us right now. Getting rid of all those players and planning for the future is helping us right now. That is why we are able to sign Havertz for 65 million without worrying about anything. That is why we are able to sign a player like Declan Rice for 105 million and outbid Man City and probably give them wages. That is why we are able to give these players these wages and extend wages for players like Saka and Saliba and give them 200,000 a week, because we've been able to manage our wages pretty well, and now it's really benefiting us a lot. So ex West Ham employee has confirmed that Declan Rice medical is going to be done this Friday. And then how long until the announcement? Probably Sunday or something. I mean, I can wait for the announcement. I actually don't. Yes, the announcement will hit different, but after we've already gotten the here we go from Fabrizio and the exclusive from David Ornstein, we can now relax. There's no other thing that is going to get him. Medical's already been planned. It's going to happen on Friday. We're probably going to get more leaks on that day, and you're finally going to see him in an Arsenal shirt, as confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, who also said Arsenal are planning for medical tests this week. Let's change that from this week to Friday. Ghana's now expected to give the green light for Xhaka to Bayer Leverkusen. Yep, now that Declan Rice has left, unfortunately, it is time to say goodbye to Xhaka. I don't think he will be staying past this week. Leverkusen have agreed. I mean, again, more good business there for the people who are like, okay, I'd say he's not doing a good job, but he's not doing a good job. I think there's like 20, 30 different reasons just from the last 2 weeks. I can tell you they're doing a good job. Number one, the way they've cleared the wage structure, helping us to get new players and extending contracts. Number two, the way they've extended the contracts of the likes of Saka and the likes of Ramsdale, Odegaard soon, Saliba soon as well. Number three, us being able to sign Declan Rice for 105 million. Number four, getting 21.5 million for Xhaka. Last summer, we were being told that Xhaka would leave Arsenal, like Roma wanted to pay us like something stupid, like 11 million, like that. Like that would have been terrible. But at that time, people are like, you know what, it's fine, just get rid of him. He's not playing well. But after such an incredible season where he scored 10 goals and had 7 assists, got some big goals against Tottenham, against PSV in the Europa League, getting 21.5 million for a 30-year-old is not bad at all. And also, since we've paid the 105 million for players like 170 million for Rice and Havertz, we also need to recoup that money from elsewhere. And the 21.5 million from the sale of Xhaka is going to be decent in terms of helping with that. And another reason why I'm happy that Xhaka is, I would have loved to keep him, but it's good that he's leaving on a good note after such a good season. After it's been tough for him, let's be honest. And at Arsenal, since he came, I think we haven't really been in the Champions League, if I'm not wrong. Is it like this? This is like the first time in the Champions League with Granit Xhaka or something like that. It would have been nice to see him playing for us in the Champions League. He's one of the players that deserves it, but I guess Arteta just wants to move on and have his own players. Doesn't want any Wenger players, any Emery players. You do understand, and sometimes you just need it to be like a totally new culture. No players from 5-6 years ago. Just have every year new. And I'm happy. Xhaka has really taught us a good life lesson. When no matter how many things, no matter how things go wrong, whatever, you can always bounce back. And that is a huge life lesson. Like Xhaka's Arsenal career was done back in like 2019, but he was able to come back and help us in like last season. We were able to be a serious team again. He improved in terms of his discipline, and I think he'll leave Arsenal on a good note. So Declan Rice joining does mean that Xhaka will be leaving very soon, but does that also mean that Partey will be leaving? Not sure. But that is the latest on Declan Rice medical. It will happen on Friday. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.